I was probably one of the first people to hear their EP. I know that Chris and Eric both were, both really into music. Never really heard them together though. I know they were really good friends. So I was kind of excited to hear this. The first listen, I was really impressed. It sounded like they took a lot of time with it. They kind of have like their own kind of image down with their music. Everything kind of seems, cohesive as far as like how the different tracks sound together on like one record. And then when Atmospheres was, coming together, and I started to, kind of hear the tracks as, they were working on them. I was really, I kind of saw like the leap that they kind of took from their EP, especially with the vocal tracks, more guitar tracks that are involved with it, and just kind of, again, like with the overall sound, they all kind of came together to kind of make one complete album, and I'm really impressed, and I'm kind of excited to see what they have to go on for other music projects.
So Eric, did you want to?
I met Eric for around first grade or so. We've been best friends ever since. We've always shared the passion of music. We grew up listening to bands like Smashing Pumpkins and Nirvana and a lot of stuff that was on the radio at the time. We grew up just loving music, and eventually, he started this project with the electronic stuff, and I've always played in bands on the side and wrote my own songs, and eventually we just made it happen in 2007. So there was quite a bit of time that passed before we actually started writing together.
Back about 4 or 5 years ago, I started just figuring out that I wanted to do something with music, and so I got my hand on a couple music software programs, and I just started tinkering around with them, and I think I came up with something one day, and I showed Chris, hey, check out this thing I made, on the computer, and he really liked it a lot, and he said, let me take this home, I can add guitar to it.
The first thing we worked on together was a song called We'll Never Make It from our first EP. He actually made the song, and he wanted me to layer a guitar track on top of it, and as soon as I did that, we really just hit it off right away, and we got some good feedback from that song, and we just kind of ran with it, just kind of a shot in the dark.
And once he did that, we just pretty much figured that we gelled, together as far as, songwriting, and, we like a lot of the same music anyway, so as soon as he added guitar to that one song, then from then on, we started working together ever since then. So I think back when I first started the music writing process, I knew that I was eventually going to put out some type of CD. I didn't know how many songs were going to be on it, what was going to be called. And then he kind of came into the process in the middle of that song, and before we knew it, we had over 20 songs recorded. And he said, hey, we can limit it down quite a bit and make a good EP out of these 20 songs. And then we basically took what we did with that first EP and we went a little further with it. We wanted to do a full length, except for this time we wanted to, now that we were both a little more experienced with the songwriting process, and we knew how to work the programs a little more, we knew how we worked together as a team, we could start experimenting a little bit, and that's what Atmospheres is. It kind of just showcases what we've already done in the EP, as well as getting a little more diverse and branching out a bit and being a bit more experimental.
This is our first full-length album, and we took a lot of time on this. The first EP, it was pretty quick. We made it really quick. This one we took about 1.5 years to write a batch of songs for it, and we feel that it's more like to the EP. You can definitely hear some, some common threads between the two, but we consider it almost like a step up from the EP. We definitely think it's a step in the right direction.